in Miami Gardens. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Cleveland Browns and the Miami Dolphins. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run again with Hunt, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the 39, Watson. And this one too low.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
But Charles, it's early, but that's a key 3rd down conversion. Remember, they forced the turnover on the opening drive. Now they're in a position where they look like they'll at least get 3 out of this.
A great example of complementary football if they're able to cash this in, isn't it, partner? Because defense does this job, takes it away.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Tua. On the right side, open is Gesicki.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Gets this one to Hill. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Ready.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he will have a Dolphins 1st down on a well-designed play there. That gets him 16 to move the chains. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Okay,
2nd and 1 from the 2.
check.
They go back to the ground, this time Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Black Ultra.
Tua going to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 70. And the Dolphins use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
I do believe we came here to see a game, didn't we? And it looks like he's running what we call routes versus air. You just go out there with your offensive unit and throw the football with no defense. He's 5 for 5 on the opening drive.
He was on his game there for drive number 1, but the only thing is now he can't go any higher than that. He was so perfect. Can he do it again later?
Yeah, all he cares about right now is making it 10 for 10, 15 for 15.
Keeping that going.
And he feels like he can get it done.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now is to go.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
On the ready. Check man. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. Now Tua. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Christian Wilkins there defensively for the stop. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
Now think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Ultra. Go ultra.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4.
Ultra. Ultra.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded right at the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CB, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
On 2nd and 15 now. Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Watson now to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards, and it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Tua to his Alabama teammate Waddle. First down, Miami. The Dolphins at 4-5, a game under 500. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Up the middle they go with Mostert. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Yellow, line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
Here we go, black one. Check you.
On first down, they go with Mostert again. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here we go, set.
On play action, here's Tua. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Jordan Elliott coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. From midfield, here's Tua. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I want to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? Running for it. Here's Chubb. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So we come upon halftime with our score 14-0. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Ready?
On 2nd and 12, Tua finds Hill on the crossing route, complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Ready. Trouble 38.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And fortunately for him, he's able to get it back, but it will be a loss on the play. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the 3rd quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to pass. Tua. They'll get this into the hands of Hill. Complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. He's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. On first down, Tagovailoa. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
That's another Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So a first and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. Here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And the pressure gets to him again. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Now back to throw. And to the left side here, Wilson. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
10 cycles.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he's going to get this down near the 25. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to make it a 2-score game. Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will add on to their lead. So that's an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Wide open, Amari Cooper on the move past the 40. And he'll be taken down after big yardage. But, folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. To throw on second is Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that on your side.
You mean it actually crossed your mind that him running the team, that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
The Browns on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw, Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Extra point, and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Donovan Peoples-Jones now from the end zone. And not a very good return at all as he won't even get this back to the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Browns drive about to get started. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Javon Holland.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. A run with Mostert up the middle.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. John Johnson with the INT. And the Browns are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Yeah, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Trying to pound it in here with Michel. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Sony Michel with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they open the lead up now to 25. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15. On the jet sweep, here's Cooper. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Watson off play action. On the move to his left. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson out to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Watson's throw taken in by Grant.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Watson. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. John Jenkins breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, ultimately one thing sticks out like a sore thumb. One side lost this game because they turned the ball over 4 times, and that was just too much for them to overcome.
And that number might as well be in neon because you're exactly right. It just jumps up from the stat sheet. Your eyes go right to it. And with that many turnovers, they really played themselves out of this game. Too careless with the football too many times. That cost them the victory.
So for Miami, it's